Okay, thank you very much for the invitation. Our conference today is about the future, so I want to share today with you a couple of my ideas about how the future will impact all of us, because we have to remember the future is where we're going to live, and we should prepare for it. And so how do we do that? First of all, we need to know a little bit about the past, a little bit about the present, and the better we know and understand the present, the better we can predict what will happen in the future. So that means if we look at topics like energy, that means Elon Musk, for example, predicts that within 10 to 15 years, all of our energy resources will come from the sun, because he predicts that every day the sun expands to our world 10,000 times as much energy as we need. The problem is just how we collect it. And he's working right now on some strong batteries that we will use like in 10, 15 years. And if we know those kinds of informations, we can use them to our advantage and invest in some of those companies who work on the biggest problems we have on our world right now. And so that's the thing we should remember about energy. Energy we will move from coal away, from natural gas, we will move to solar energy. And you should keep that in mind if you're gonna create in the future some companies. If you wanna work in the energy industry, you should definitely keep in mind that solar energy will be a big part of our future. If we think about transportation, most companies right now talk about the sharing economy. And they even say within the next 8 to 10 years, car ownership will die. Okay? That's some big claims of the CEO of Volvo, for example, or Peugeot, Citroën, Audi, Mercedes. They all talk about it, that within 10 years, all cars will be powered by electricity, not anymore by gasoline or diesel. Actually, some countries like Netherlands are right now debating about prohibiting and forbid to use car and diesel gasoline cars by the year of 2030. It's 10 years away. The whole world will change within the next 10 years. So we should definitely keep that in mind if we are thinking about the future, where we're gonna work, in what industries we're gonna work, what our ideas will be. So that's why it's very important to right now during college prepare for the future, because that's where we're gonna live. And the main topic of our today's conference is education. And I really think that this type of situation we have right now, that one person is standing in the front and most people are listening and we have a screen behind us, I think this will completely change to where we're gonna wear each of us some glasses and we will project ourselves into some real life situations. For example, if you are a doctor, you're gonna imagine you are in a room and you're gonna like virtually simulate some kind of procedures, right? So you will at least in virtual reality do some procedures for over 100 times before you're gonna do actually something on the real person, real human. And I think this is definitely some future we will, which will come. And in all kinds of industries, this will be definitely the answer. For example, also in the military, before soldiers will go to war, they will actually wearing artificial intelligence glasses plus virtual reality simulations to prepare themselves for some warfare. So if you have some ideas how to, for example, design some rooms or some experiences for the future artificial intelligence glasses and virtual reality, that's definitely some opportunity where you can start a good career in. So, and if you also look at the Microsoft Ocular glasses, or Facebook also is projecting right now working on some glasses where we actually not use our cell phones anymore, right? We will have some contact lenses where we have everything without using our hands. It will be instantly and all the time in our eyes. And we can use those kinds of information to prepare for the future and actually find some industries where we can use those kinds of information and create a better world. So college is only 3 to 5 years, and you can use this time The syllabus contains information about the past, what happens 10,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, what happens 50 years ago, and what happens 10 years ago. The better you understand the past and the present, the better you can predict what comes in the future. So this is actually our goal of the whole education, to prepare us for the future based on the things we learn in school, right? That's the whole purpose. And if you know what actually keeps you going, what interests you the most, this is the kind of stuff you should read about and watch about in the internet, and prepare for this kind of futures and disruptive technologies that will change the whole world. Maybe just gonna talk about one more thing. We evolved in a time where puberty comes at the age of 13. This means all women, like 10,000 years ago, had children by the age of 13 or 14. Our body is designed to have a strong immune system until the age of 25 to 30 at most. And usually food was very scarce, so parents had to give the children the food, and parents died by usually around the age of 30, which means that at our age right now, we are all around the age of 20, we all would have children who are 6 or 7 years old. The whole past, we can learn about it, how it was, how our immune system was designed to keep us healthy until the age of 25. But in the future, definitely nanotechnology will be created, small cells which we will eat to our body inside, which will find cancer cells in the earliest stage of development, and which will exactly destroy them. So if you are interested in medicine and health, you should definitely keep in mind that nanotechnologies will definitely come within the next 10 to 15 years. And if you want to learn a little bit more about the future, I definitely recommend you should check out Singularity University on YouTube, or you should listen to Ray Kurzweil, or for example Peter Diamandis. Those kinds of guys are the best, really the best of predicting about the future. Ray Kurzweil made around 200 predictions around 2000. Of those around 90% came true. So you can actually just listen to him, what he is right now talking about, what will happen by 2030. You can right now just invest in some of those companies, and that's the whole game basically. But none of us do this. So what I want to leave you today is, the message is, prepare for the future that will come. Times are changing faster and faster every day, and our goal is to prepare for it. The next 10 years will be so fast changing that schools unfortunately cannot keep up with the fast pace. We are still right now talking only about the past and the present, but we should definitely spend more time preparing for the future. So recently, I did an interview with someone who is an expert about how to create your own company. And if you have some ideas for the future, how you can actually help the world to become a better place, I definitely recommend you should check out my interview. You can find it on Facebook if you look for Wywiady studenckie. I definitely will do also some more interviews about how you can change the future, and some great ideas that I think all students should know about. So check out Wywiady studenckie on Facebook, YouTube. You can find it there. And thanks again for the invitation on this international conference about the future. And thank you very much.